What is up, everybody? This is Odell Bazell the second, and I'm here with my son William Bazell the second. Say what's up.
What's up?
Say hey, everybody. Say hey.
Hey.
What you want to talk about?
Which one are you talking about?
We're gonna be talking about regrets. Can you say regrets?
Regrets.
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 Regrets. Do you know what a regret is? What's a regret?
I don't know.
You just said you knew. Okay. Talk about my three biggest regrets, y'all. I was having some conversations with some of my high school teammates. Basketball, man. For those of you that know me, that have known me for any time, for a season of my life, ball was life, and I was pretty good. And I think a lot of times, you as you get older, in your mind, you get better. You know what I mean? Like you think, like, oh, I could have done this, I should have done this. But whenever you have like people around you that say, yo, y'all could have done this or we should have done that, like it just makes you think. And so I just wanted to share this because I know a lot of times in life, people on the outside looking in, they look at other people's lives and they say, hey, their life is great or their life isn't. But there are three things in my life that like I look back on and I regret. Like I think about, yo, if this would have happened, if that would have happened, then life would have been so much better. So the first regret, say the first, say number one.
Number one.
The number one regret I have is that after my sophomore year in high school, I should have transferred to Dudley High School. And I it's like I'm glad. It's one of those weird things. Like I'm glad I stayed because of the relationships and because of being able to even have this conversation. But I should have went to Dudley. For those of you watching that have no idea what I'm talking about, like Smith and Dudley in the early 2000s in basketball and all that stuff. We were like kings of Central North Carolina, like no doubt, that no doubt. And so like I should have went. I should have went. And the big thing about it is my dad went to Dudley. My whole family went to Dudley. And when after the sophomore year, we shout out to my boy. Well, he's got his Facebook name Corey, but we all know him as James back in those days. But it was like my dad said, hey, you can use your grandma's address. I talked to Coach Price already. Dominique Brown is leaving. So you have a real chance to be like the starting point guard. And they had Eric Hicks. They had all these great players. And it was going to be a down year for them. That was the thing. They were like, it was going to be a down year. They were losing a lot of people. And so it was like a done deal. Like he talked to Coach Price. He talked to me. We're getting the address, like getting all that stuff changed over. And then going into the football season, it was like Coach McKee, he was like, you going to play football? And I was like, yeah. It's like, well, if you go, you're not going to play at Dudley. You're not going to play football. And I was like, man. And I really wanted to play because we had a good football team. And so then I just thought about it. And my dad was like, I mean, I'm going to leave the decision in your hands. And that's what he messed up. He's like, I'm going to leave the decision in your hands. And so you ready to go? What you doing? You done?
No.
You going to stay?
Yes.
All right. So he was like, I'm going to leave the decision in your hands. And so like going into the summer, and only I think probably a couple people on my AAU team know this. Going into the summer, I was like, I'm going to go to Dudley. Then going in the summer, we did pretty well that like AAU season, we did pretty well. And I played with, my guy James and played with some other people. I was like, yo, you know what, man? I think I'm gonna stick with Smith last minute. So then I, went to football camp and all that stuff. Big regret.
Daddy,
Big regret. Big regret. Where are you? You're right here.
where are you there? Why are you here?
Yeah. Hey, I mean, we are in the camera. Say hey to everybody. Anyway, so that's regret number one. Should have went to Dudley. Hey man, listen. I'm telling you. I think Coach McKee, rest in peace. What you doing? You about to leave? You done? You leaving? The more people gonna leave because you're the cute part. Okay, whatever. All right, see you later. But Coach McKee, rest in peace. He was a lot of the reason why people left or people didn't leave. Second thing that I did is I went to college and I lost my mind. I went to college and lost my mind. Now, because I want y'all to pay for the documentary when it comes out, I'm not going to tell you exactly what I mean, but I lost my mind. I went to college and I did not do the things that made me successful up to that point. I got really out of myself. I didn't focus on schoolwork. I had a scholarship going into college, and then I lost my scholarship after my freshman year. Biggest regret, because that caused me to have to get into student loan debt, a massive amount of student loan debt. So maybe student loans is the regret. Maybe that's it. Maybe I think that's it. Student loans, biggest regret, because a lot of things in my life were held up because of that. Regret number 3. And this is the one I'm going to end on. I trusted the wrong people when I got out of college. And some of those people were family, but it was really one big thing that happened. And not to go too deep into it, because like I said, I want y'all to buy the documentary. When is the documentary coming out? I don't know. I'm not rich enough yet. I don't have enough influence yet, but I will soon. But trusted the wrong people. I got out of college. Even though I had a bunch of student loan debt, I still had really good credit. And I just trusted some people. I was trying to do too much too soon. I wasn't listening to sound advice. I was listening to advice from people that, hey, we can get this money really quick. We can do this really quick. And I ended up getting my identity stolen. And it was the reason why I got my identity stolen was because I trusted it with the wrong people to do stuff that they said they were going to do and they never did it. Or they did it. They did a lot of other stuff too. And so that caused me to go bankrupt when I was 24. I had done a lot. I'd done a lot of good stuff in business. I had, made a lot of money. I had done some stuff, but man, like going bankrupt at 24, right after you got married, right after your newly wedded wife is pregnant with your first child. It literally set me back all of my 20s, all of it. And so I tell you all these regrets because even though things have gone that way, maybe things would have gone a little better. One thing that I learned, or some things that I learned throughout all of it, is that you got to make the uncomfortable decisions when you have a better chance of success. Here's what I mean. So with Dudley, it would have been very uncomfortable for me at 15, 16 years old to leave my school. It would have been uncomfortable because it would have been a new environment. It would have been something else. But I knew that I was going to get good grades, and I knew that I knew people. And I have a ton of friends to this day that went to Dudley. So I wouldn't have been by myself. I was still in my city. I still would have been, around my family. I wouldn't have been like ostracized. So I look at a show like All American that was on the CW that's on Netflix right now, and I'm like, man, if I just would have went to Dudley, things might have been a little differently. And still to this day, my dad talks about that. Still to this day. But it would have been uncomfortable. The second thing with the student loans, if I would have just made myself a little uncomfortable in school and not just fun all the time, because that's all I did my first year, especially fun all the time. If I just would have done 50% less fun and been a little uncomfortable, I would have been able to keep my scholarship. I would have been able to get better grades and all that stuff. And then, the third piece, if I just would have been uncomfortable a little bit, just a little bit, and listen to my silent, quiet intuition that said, I don't know, it sounds too good to be true. Never know. So many times I felt like backing out and I didn't. Man, you want to make sure that you limit the amount of regrets you have in your life and move forward. So I hope this helped you. How many regrets would you say that you have in your life? I said I have 3. Like, I can pinpoint 3, and I don't mean the regrets where you're just like, man, I shouldn't have got in this line at the grocery store because that other one that was longer is moving faster. Not something small like that. But how many regrets, and you don't have to name them, just put them in the comments, how many regrets you think that you have in your life, and maybe some things that you would have done different. I hope this helped you. I hope this served you. And man, we gotta get that documentary of the 2000 and what was it, 2002, 2003 Golden Eagles basketball team. We gotta get that together, man. We gotta find some tape. We gotta find something, because that was, there's so many things, man. So many things on that team. I love everybody to life from that team. Like, everybody. We was cool. The way I used to terrorize Justin, though, that was messed up. All of y'all. Josh, you especially. Josh Wadellington. Y'all ain't have to do my boy like that. Y'all disrespected him badly. Didn't appreciate that. But but we had a great time, y'all. I love y'all. Hope this helped. Hope this served you. Have a good one.